all, Geoff Larson here, Executive Director at Bushwick Northwest. Really excited to be here. We're looking back at over these last 10 years, and it's been 10 years, and we're performing music inspired by this book 10 years to the day. It's going to be pretty awesome. I'm really excited. And I just wanted to let you know a little bit about how we got started, because I was living in New York and I saw this show where performers and audience members were so connected, and they were connected through books and through music. And I thought it was so incredible that I knew that the musicians in Seattle were going to eat it alive, because I know that the artists here are just so wonderful. I love the Seattle art scene. And so when I started to move back, I started reaching out to the performers that I know that cares about music, that cares about performing, that cares about the crafting of a song, that cares about words, and playing for an engaged audience. And this is the network that I knew, and then I asked those people to reach out to more. And what really happened was we started creating a community that was built from the community that the little community that I had. And it's just grown to such incredible lengths where now we've worked with over 400 musicians and artists here in Seattle, and it just feels so good to be part of a community that cares about one another, and about performing, and about the arts, and about engaging with each other in conversation. It's pretty awesome, you know. And none of this would happen without those musicians, without people volunteering their time. And that's how Bushwick got started. And we're continuing to work hard and try to grow and bring more people in to be a part of the community. Actually, for us to be a part of their community, and to show more different kinds of arts. And I hope that we get there. I know that we will. We're going to continue to move forwards and perform music inspired by books. So enjoy. And here we are 10 years later, and here's to another 10. Hey there all, Geoff Larson here. I'm really excited to be here to play a song inspired by one of my favorite books here, Kurt Vonnegut's Slaughterhouse-Five. This is the first book that we ever did with Bushwick Book Club, and let's do it again, eh? We were prompted with a question as to where would we go in the last 10 years if we became unstuck in time. If we were to leave 2020 and go someplace else, where might we go? Kind of an additional prompt for this book, and I thought I would take us back 10 years to the day, to the first Bushwick Book Club performance that was ever on the stage. That would be me. It's true, I was nervous. I don't perform that much on stage with a guitar and my voice. I've actually back then, I've done it a lot now. But back then it was a big deal. So I'm going to perform you the song that I did the very first Bushwick performance ever. It's a song I called Round of Applause. The song's kind of about Billy Pilgrim becoming unstuck in time. What that means is he goes to any point in his life. He can go to any point in his life, at any point in his life. He was abducted by aliens in the book, the 12 Amadorians, and they kind of opened his eyes to the fact that humans would only see time through a little pinprick. And we could only see the one point in time at one point, but the 12 Amadorians could see everything at once. And he was opened up to this, and he could then move through time. He didn't really do it on purpose, but he would move through time and see everything all at once. It was a pretty cool scenario, and a really cool way for the book to be written. We'd be in Dresden during World War II, we'd be at the Optometrist Convention, we'd be in a car, he'd be hanging out with different people, and we just learned his story through this jumping through time. His favorite place was on the 12th Amadorian planet, in a zoo with this woman, a Montana wild hack, who's also a human from Earth. She's an actress, and the 12th Amadorians loved to watch them interact with one another. Yeah, it's a good way to say it. And the 12 Amadorians, they were funny. They were just funny creatures. They they looked like toilet plungers with a stick sticking up and a hand on top with an eye in the middle. And yeah, they just made me laugh. And how they would applaud, because they actually would communicate through their minds. But they would applaud like this. When they got excited, they would do this, and it always made me laugh. So this song is about Billy jumping around through time and finding his favorite place, which was with Montana Wild Hack. Let's give this a try. All right, here we go. 10 years later, round of applause. Let's get this started. In Montana, where I wanna be. Cage your heart, everyone will see. So baby, can't go outside night. As we float here and then, just hold me tight. They give us a round of applause with one hand for two strange lovers in a strange land. All right, Geoff. I found myself unstuck in time, reaching out for dimensions wide, with three musketeers on the sand lot. Silver spoon tarnished in the train car. No, don't need me a new set of eyes. Even Cinderella can't make this moonscape right. I don't wanna be this war's clown in these silver boots, in this jester's crown. A beautiful machine, you and me, and all these eyes can see. All time is all time, none of us can die. We just jump that line. Come on. Ah! Give me some drenched snooze in a horse cart, a purple glow backyard. New book by that famous Kilgore trout, making love in front of this quiet crowd. They give us a round of applause with one hand for two strange lovers in a strange land. They give us a round of applause with one hand. In Montana, I'm a happy man.
Hi, my name is Tai Shan. I'm a Nashville singer-songwriter. And 10 years ago today, I was part of the first Bushwick Book Club's show. We read this book, and Slaughterhouse-Five, and I brought my soon-to-be husband. We met 10 years ago, yeah. And I was inspired by a part I'd read before where Kurt Vonnegut meets with his buddy, and the wife comes in and says, "You guys were just babies when you were fighting the war." And I kind of feel like that now, going through the pandemic and feeling like, God, I feel like just a young baby going through it, figuring out how to figure this out. So this is a song called Living on Faith.
Let's raise our glasses to how fast time passes. What a year it's been for singing the blues. And if I could freeze frame, flash on them old days just to feel your touch, just to see your smile. Well, we didn't know how lucky we were. We were just babes living on faith. Ooh, living on faith. Ooh. Kids on the playground, cafes open in Midtown. You held my hand down the avenue. And now we stay home, scared of the unknown. The ghost in my heart is longing for sweeter days. Ooh, well, we didn't know how lucky we were. We were just babes living on faith. Ooh, living on faith. Ah, living on faith. Living on faith. Sometimes it's better not to know the trouble ahead of you. Enjoy the simple company of time on your hands. Sometimes it's better not to know the trouble ahead of you. Of you. Of you. Of you. Well, we didn't know how lucky we were. We were just babes living on faith. Ooh, living on faith. Ooh, living on, 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 living on faith. Living on, living on, living on faith.
Good to be with you, and to celebrate. 2020 is definitely a so it goes year, but also a chance for this goes no further. It's really a treat to mark 10 years by hearing from so many voices from that first night at the Can Can Cabaret, and we're also excited to show the organization's growth and commitment to the future through the season by continuing to feature new voices in the Bushwick Chorus as well. For streams like this, we welcome your tax-deductible donation in lieu of a ticket charge to keep the org and the artists involved humming. Head over to the Bushwick Book Club Seattle /donate or bit.ly/Bushwick10, that's Bushwick10, where forms are waiting. And for as long as we're remote, the 2020-2021 Bushwick Selfie Committee is on call. Tonight, committee members, along with several of the artists, will respond to this. If you came unstuck in time, a la Billy Pilgrim, from the 2020 grind, what would you revisit from the last 10 years?
I'd love to be in almost any moment in the last 10 years when we could still all be together in a big room, listening to live music and talking about books.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but the moment I would revisit is the week leading up to the Seahawks 2014 Super Bowl win.
Happy 10 years, everybody. Here's a little tune about time. one thing to have it, one thing to grab it, one thing to need a little more. It's one thing to use it, one thing to lose it, whether it's long or it's short. It's one thing to waste it, one thing to chase it, one thing to face it alone. It's one thing to set it, to take or forget it, whatever your standard or zone. Oh, it's money, it flies, it marches on by, waiting for no one to pawn. It warps and it slips in capsules and nickavits, here I suppose till it's gone. Well, it's one thing to spare it, one thing to share it, one thing to buy it to save. It's one thing to manage it, marking its passage. It's one thing to serve it upstate. It lags and it lapses in constraints and gaps, and some say we've about reached the end. We kill it and route it, then frame it and slide it, limited looking to spend. Oh, it's down and it's free, we flirt with and cheat it, waiting for no one's pawn. It's mean and it's story, perhaps immemorial, here I suppose till it's gone. Oh, well, it's one thing to keep it, one thing to sleep on it, one thing to reap its rewards. Come a good or come bad, come a happier side, we count it in threes and in fours. It's big and it's real, it's forces we feel, it's quality never enough. Oh, minute by minute, we all are stuck in it, balancing skill with our luck. Oh, we bomb it and prime it, crunch it on high, it's waiting for no one's pawn. Oh, it's ticking away, day after day, here I suppose till it's gone. Yeah, it's ticking away, day after day, here I suppose till it's gone.
Hi, my name is Melissa Montalto, and I was one of the original performers at the Bushwick Book Club Seattle's first show ever at the Can-Can. Geoff had asked me to perform, and I said, well, I'm not really writing songs. And he's like, well, maybe it'll get you writing songs. And so I want to thank you, Geoff, for that. I've written tons of songs since then, made albums with my band, Funky to Death. And just looking back on the last 10 years, it's been a really beautiful journey. I've had lots of joy. I've experienced grief. I have been bored. I've been really excited about life. I heard an album called For the Ladies by Richie Al Dente, and I said, who is that? I must know him. And now he is my life partner and father of our beautiful daughter, Gigi. And so here I am 10 years later, working with Bushwick as a membership coordinator and sometimes performing. So thank you, Bushwick. Thank you, Bushwick family. Here's to 10 more.
No other place you can actually get this kind of enrichment and this kind of experience, no other place. The other experiences I've had with concerts and the arts are way more expensive. This is very, very affordable. They really can't survive without a monthly contribution model of fundraising. They cannot survive. And I'm, after 10 years, I'm thinking this is a critical move for Bushwick to have that sustaining monthly membership that they can count on and know what their budget is. All nonprofits have to have that. It's crucial. $5, $10, $25, $50, whatever your budget can afford. To me, that's not very much for what we get in the arts from them. It's not very much at all, and it's so crucial for them to have that. I don't want the arts to be forgotten in this world as it exists today, and monthly membership is the way to go, and I'm so happy to do it, and I encourage everybody to join.
Hello, my name is Chris Poage, and I read Kurt Vonnegut's Slaughterhouse-Five. What an amazing book. I mean, I didn't read it in high school, and so this is my first time reading this, and I was really touched. The main character's name was Billy Pilgrim, and it follows his life as a World War II veteran, follows him through World War II, but he kind of has some PTSD and skips around in time a lot, and the book skips around in time with Billy. And the scene that really just spoke to me was about halfway through the book, or in the middle somewhere. His daughter's getting married, and he goes to his daughter's house, and it's the night before her wedding, and he's going to just relax on the couch, and grabs a bottle of wine, turns on the TV, and a World War II documentary comes on. And I have to imagine it must have triggered some things, because how could it not? So instead of watching the movie in forward, Billy sees the movie in reverse. And it was jaw-dropping to read how Kurt Vonnegut expressed a war in reverse. It was just totally moving. So I wanted to share that with you. If you think about this for a second, where you take one of the most devastating things that we've done to humanity and you undo it, it becomes like a humanitarian effort. So here's my sadly ironic song about war in reverse. It goes like this. Full of bullet holes and wounded men, bombers flying in rivers. When tail first comes a plane to save the day. The technicians on board used instruments to suck the bullets right out of the dead. They sent those people safely on their way. Wrecked planes on the ground flew up to join formations in the sky. The tensions eased and the healing had begun, and all was well and getting better all the time. People help in each other out as the city below, engulfed in flames, was burning to the ground. Not believe what happened after that. The bomb bay doors, they opened wide, and like a miracle in the sky, the fire shrunk into tubes and went back in the hold. These tubes were racked and organized as they landed on the base, and they shipped them carefully back to the USA. And all was well, and getting better all the time. People help in each each other out. There was a beautiful scene in the factories as women worked day and night, dismantling bombs to keep the world safe. They separated all the minerals and sent them back in the hills, where they cleverly buried them in the ground. Pilots turned in their uniforms, and like kids they went back to school to unlearn everything they saw. All was well and getting better all the time. People held in each other. All was well and getting better all the time. People held in each other out. Thanks for listening. Peace.
Welcome to the Bushwick Quiz Anniversary Edition. The first show with a quiz was Fahrenheit 451 in Season 2 way back in 2012, and tonight, here we are with 3 contestants drawn from a virtual hat beaming in from home to play. Say hello to Amanda, Andy, and Teresa. Are you 3 ready to play?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
In honor of Bushwick's 10th anniversary revisiting Slaughterhouse-Five, let's look at the music scene in Dresden, Germany through the years and see if you can tell the names from real-life Dresden musicians from fictional Disney Channel musical acts. Every answer is one or the other, Dresden or Disney. First to 3 wins their choice of tickets to an upcoming virtual Seattle Arts and Lectures author event or some tasty swag from past Seattle Rep productions. Thanks to these 2 partner organizations for their generous donations. Feel free to guess along in the comments. Amanda, we'll start with you. Here we go. Real Dresden or fake Disney musician? Renee Pape.
Oh, golly. That sounds like something from Trolls. Disney.
That is incorrect. Opera singer, active from the 80s through the 2010s. Andy.
Yes.
Percy Sherwood.
Percy Sherwood. That sounds to me like Disney.
That does, but it was another classical musician from Dresden, active in the 1890s. Teresa. Spoink.
Boink.
Spoink.
Of course. That would be Disney.
That's correct. Very good.
Finally.
Sure you remember the Lizzie McGuire episode that came from. Amanda, to you. Love Handel. With an umlaut on the A. Love Handel.
Well, since there's an umlaut involved, Dresden?
That's incorrect. It was from an episode of Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, God. You know what? My kids would actually know the answer to that.
But they're not playing. You are. Andy. Waterworks. Or perhaps Waterworks.
Waterworks. I will go with Dresden.
That's from a show called The Sweet Life, Suite, on Disney. Teresa. Jaguar. Jaguwar.
I think you're trying to trick me, so I'm going to go with Dresden.
That is correct.
Wow, Teresa's on fire.
Amazing.
Alt-rock band from the 2010s. Amanda. Insect O.
Oh, and it could be a band name, huh? That last one was a band name. That sounds very Disney to me.
It's an electronic act from Dresden.
Lordy.
So sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Andy. Lisa Otto.
Lisa Otto. That to me sounds like Dresden.
That is correct. opera singer with quite a lengthy career. Teresa, For the Wind. Midnight Sam and the Love Patrol.
Midnight Sam and the Love Patrol. I'll go with Dresden.
That's incorrect. It's another Lizzie McGuire band.
We know those.
The Falling Leaves.
The Falling Leaves. I'm really, my record's not so good here. Dresden.
That's correct.
Yeah.
On the board. Alt rock band from the 2000s. Andy. Olaf Barr.
Olaf Barr. Another German sounding name. I'll say Dresden.
That's correct. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I was thinking Olaf from Frozen, so.
Ah. All right. Teresa. Alabaster Carnation.
Alabaster Carnation. I'm going to go with Disney.
That's correct. Formerly known as Burn, the brother-sister duo from Wizards of Waverly Place gave the world the song Make It Happen and proved to their dad they could hack it as rock stars. Teresa is our winner. Amanda and Andy, we are going to keep playing. Amanda. Tobias Michael.
Michael. European sounding name. Dresden.
That's correct. Classical musician.
I'm coming up on you, Andy.
All right.
You are.
Andy, protozoa.
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 I'm just going to go with Disney.
That's correct. Yeah. From Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century, that band actually brought us music from the year 2049. Amanda, it's all you till you get there. Dietrich Kramer.
Say that again?
Dietrich Kramer.
Dietrich Kramer.
Dietrich with the D.
Oh, Dietrich with... Dresden.
That's correct. All right.
Thank you.
Everybody got there. Thank you, Amanda, Andy, and Teresa for all playing. On with the show.
Hi, everybody. Hope you're doing well. So the first thing that struck me about Slaughterhouse-Five was actually the title, because I was thinking if you take away the S from Slaughterhouse, you get Laughter House, which really amused me. And it's just it's like a one-letter difference. And so I was like, oh, that's such a small thing. Like, what a fine line it is. And literally, that the line is the letter S. And kind of on that same thing, just the way that Kurt Vonnegut talks about these really heavy things in the book, and it's like, oh, and then so-and-so died, and so it goes, and then just kind of keeps moving on. And just also in the theme of this whole year, it's such a fine line between like sanity and madness, and almost everything else just feels like it's an extreme and you can go either way. So that's really what struck me the most about this book. And if I were to become unstuck from the 2020 grind, I'd probably go back to that year when I was living in Australia. That was fun, and I had no responsibilities, so I would go back there. Anyway, hope you like this song, and I miss you all so much, and I hope to see you soon.
Remember that day we jumped right off a cliff, and against the laws of gravity we caught each other in midair. And oh, remember that night us to the slaughterhouse. I begged and begged you not to leave me all alone. Remember that next day that you were laughing and I laughed along to pretend I got the joke. And oh, so it goes. It's a fine line between love and a disaster. It's as thin as a thread on your head when it comes undone. It's a fine line between a slaughter and a laughter in the shape of a letter that looks something like a snake. It's a fine line between a life and a death. It's as frail as a sail being torn up by the wind. And oh, so it goes. Remember that night everyone went to bed and everything was normal in a boring kind of way. And oh, remember that next day when we awoke, up was down and black was white and everything was monotone. And oh, remember how we took the small pleasures and made them into monumental treasures. And oh, so it goes. It's a fine line between love and a disaster. It's as thin as a thread on your hem when it comes undone. It's a fine line between a song and a laughter in the shape of a letter that looks something like a snake. It's a fine line between a life and a death. It's as frail as a sail being torn up by the wind. And oh, so it goes. Remember that time we almost fell in love and it was real and I could feel the endless possibility. And oh, remember when it fell to pieces like an open bag of Reese's that spilled on the floor. And oh, remember when we cried for days until we started laughing and everything was right again. And oh, so it goes. It's a fine line between love and a disaster. It's as thin as a thread on your hem when it comes undone. It's a fine line between a slaughter and a laughter in the shape of a letter that looks something like a snake. It's a fine line between a life and a death. It's as frail as a sail gets torn up by the. It's a fine line between a love and disaster. It's as thin as a thread on your hem when it comes undone. It's a fine line between a slaughter and a laughter in the shape of a letter that looks something like a snake. It's a fine line between a life and a death. It's as frail as a sail being torn up by the wind. And oh, so it goes.
I would like to revisit like every house party or potluck I've had where you just in really close proximity with everyone, sharing a bunch of food and talking super loudly. You know, those were the good old days.
Hello everyone, Mike Votava here, coming at you almost live from my studio in Beacon Hill. I'm super excited to be here tonight. It's the big 10-year anniversary show. Oh my God, I can't believe it. We've been doing this crap for 10 years. That's insane to me. I played at the very first show. Did you guys know that? I bet you didn't. You probably didn't know that, but now you do. Now you know something new that you didn't know just a few minutes ago. That's right, I played at the very first show, and I was fucking awesome. I blew people's minds, just like I'm gonna blow people's minds tonight with the new song that I wrote inspired by Kurt Vonnegut's Slaughterhouse-Five. This will be my 40th song that I've written and performed for the Bushwick Book Club Seattle. That's a lot of songs, and I should know because I counted them all. So I've read Kurt Vonnegut's Slaughterhouse-Five on many occasions. It's one of my favorite books, and I read it again for this show, and I hope you guys read it too. If you haven't read it yet, just go ahead and leave a little comment in the message section of this show, and maybe I'll come over and read it to you sometime. I'm okay with that. I don't have anything else to do. I don't have a job. I'm not doing shit. Just sitting around, farting around. That's all I'm doing. So I'm more than happy to come over and read the book to you if you want. I found it interesting how Billy Pilgrim isn't really a hero. He never saves the day. He never rescues a cat out of a burning building. He just sort of walks around and stuff happens to him. Stuff is just happening to him. And he doesn't do shit. He's just walking around. And that's kind of what my song's about. Just stuff happening to you. Because that's what life's about. It's a big, beautiful, weird mess that doesn't make any sense. But it's happening nonetheless. And there's not much you can do about it. One last thing. I want to take this opportunity to read to you my favorite sentence in the entire book. He farted tremendously, and then he belched. I put that in my song, by the way, so you'll have to listen for that. Feel free to raise your hand when you hear it, and maybe I'll come to your house and give you some candy or something. All right, well, I guess that's my song. It's starting. My song's starting now. I can hear it in the background. That's weird. I guess I need to go now. I'll see you later.
I know how I'm going, baby, going to the grave. Predictions in a safety box, recorded it on audio tape. Did I mention the fourth dimension? Did I mention fourth dimension? Everything is happening forever all at once. Fear the wrath of wisdom from the trial for Midorians. These moments are flowing, I'm out of time. I know how this story started, I know how it ends. Don't forget the middle parts when you're telling all your stupid friends. Some stuff happens and other stuff happens. Some dumb crap happens, stupid crap happens. Life has little meaning from the bottom of the pool. Blowing up the universe, researching spaceship fuel. These moments keep flowing, I'm out of time. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mike Votava on the 18-string electric guitar. That was fantastic. Thanks. Now get the fuck out of here. Okay, see you later. Farted tremendously while waiting for the dock. Hanging out with Kilgore Trout inside the porno shop. These moments keep flowing, I'm out of time. Thank you. Hamburger night.
Hi, Bushwick.
Hi.
I'm Travis Young.
I'm Holly Young.
And we are longtime Bushwick supporters, volunteers, and sometime contributors. We are sending you our greetings today from the middle of nowhere, good old Glasgow, Montana, my hometown, where Holly and I just recently moved back to from the Pacific Northwest. So there's a whole lot of things that we're going to miss about the Pacific Northwest, but one of the biggest will be working so closely with you all at Bushwick Book Club Seattle, and with the Style folks and everybody there. We'll miss you a lot, but we'll be in touch, and keep an eye out for us maybe someday in the future. For now, happy 10th anniversary, Bushwick.
Happy 10.
Great job, and here's to another 10 years.
Congratulations.
Hi, I'm Annie J.
Hi, I'm Nate B.
And together we make
Bucket of Honey.
Nate, what have you been up to over the last decade?
Murdering another mojito. That was pretty fun.
That was really fun.
Let that one out.
Maybe
Let it out, you know?
out of the bag. Absolutely. Oh, in the past 10 years. I guess we've known each other for more than that now. My memory is like a piece of Swiss cheese. Oh, let's just get real talk while we're on the record.
No, it's all good. I'm just going to delete all this shit anyways, so.
Dude, what did I just say? That's the opposite of what I said. I'm not going to comment on that. That's bullshit.
Wow, yeah, that's true.
Remember that? And now I feel like I might have really stifled your creativity by saying no. I have regrets about that. Oh.
Maybe.
No, we used to play with each other all the time.
Yeah. Gross. And yes.
I think you caught some crabs in Alaska, didn't you?
I caught crabs in Alaska. That's true. So it goes. That was pretty fun.
That was a blast. Are you kidding me? That would be a nice time to get to flashback to. I would have
Flashback to that.
I'd flashback to that. Those No, we didn't catch crabs from each other, and we didn't marry each other.
Nope. Both of those things are true statements.
I'd say we're doing pretty well.
Yeah, I'd say we do.
Well, indeed.
Oh.
I first read Slaughterhouse-Five years ago, decades ago, as a high school student in Cincinnati, Ohio. It was my first encounter with anything by Kurt Vonnegut Jr. I'd never read anything like it, and I was truly taken by the book. When I sat down to write this song, I decided to go down the path of what I thought was the main point of the book, which is quite simply, war is a bad thing. I noticed, however, that he didn't really say anything about the possibility of humanity ending the idea of war. That was left open. So what I took away from it is, in the scheme of human endeavor, there are good things and there are bad things. There are ugly things, there are beautiful things. There's war, there's peace, and it will probably always be that way. So when I decided to write this song, I decided to do it from the viewpoint of just some poor soul caught up in this thing who's along for the ride, hopefully will make it through it. And so my song, In Time. But first, I'd like to say, found myself inside the war. You never told me what for, but in time I will know. In time, hear the bombs in flight.
rolling thunder through the night, red skies all aglow, red skies. Someday I will fade away, till the time I have to stay inside of my mind, inside where it's safe. Hear the birds' soft refrain alongside this awful stain. Fly free of delusions, fly free. The guns have fallen silent now, never matters anyhow. Someday they will return. Someday they will return. Found myself inside the war. You never told me what for. In time I will know. In time I will know. Oh, I will know. I'd like to say thanks in particular to Mr. Ben Hunter for such scintillating violin playing. Thank you, Ben. I'd also like to thank Mr. Wes Weddell for such exquisite mandolin. Thanks a lot, Wes. You folks out there, y'all stay safe. And thanks for listening.
Unstuck in time, I'd like to go back to the party. I've thrown a lot of parties in my time, and I want to go back to that super crowded party where everybody's kind of having to turn sideways to get around, where there's a lot of yelling and there's people, drunken poets reciting poetry, and the stereo's on really loud, and there's funk music, and I'd like to go back to that party. That's, if I'm going to be unstuck in time, I want to be in a really crowded party where there's one or two party crashers that I don't quite know who they are, but they're very interesting.
It took a village in 2010, and it takes one now. Thank you for streaming in to celebrate 10 years of original music inspired by books. And thank you for your donations to sustain the next 10 and beyond. Thanks to tonight's performers and contributors, and to the hundreds of individual musicians and artists who have graced a Bushwick stage or visited a style classroom. Thanks also to our season sponsors appearing on your screen right now. Keep an eye out for the next video episode in Bushwick's ongoing collaboration with Jack Straw Cultural Center and their 2020 writers. We'll also be collaborating with Hugo House for our December show featuring local authors Amber Flame, Anastasia Renee, and Kristen Miaris Young. Thanks also for Alicia Healy at the Winter Blue Room for technical and streaming support. The Bushwick production team. And for so many others in that ever-widening village. Next up is original music inspired by Eric Liu's Become America, Civic Sermons on Love, Responsibility, and Democracy on November 14th. And here's one last song to carry out into the world from here. Take care and be kind.
Oh, hi there. Didn't see you come in. I'm Michael Wallenfels, the Communications Director for Bushwick Northwest. 10 years ago, I was honored to be part of the first group of musicians doing original music inspired by books out here in Seattle, and I'm really glad that you could join us all tonight for the 10th anniversary show. It's really exciting to be here 10 years later, still doing original music inspired by books. It's a bit of a trip, and it's been really exciting and rewarding. For this 10th anniversary, I thought about the power that these books have had that we've done over the past 10 years, the power of reading generally, and decided to write a tune that's all about the power of books to rescue you, whatever kind of situation that you're in. Whether it's loneliness, whether it's desperation, whether it's feeling like you're the only person that's like you. Books have an incredible power. I've been rescued by them, and I asked some of my friends if they've been rescued by books, and you'll see some of their thoughts at the end of the video. So thank you so much for tuning in and supporting Bushwick, and I hope to see you all again in person sometime soon. Take care, keep reading, keep listening.
When you're out of time, they
rescue you. They can kill